Welcome to Heard It Here First. I am Rafiq, and with me today we have Malachi the Great.
What's up?
And we got tournament time. Round 2, round of 16 now. My Spartan Dogs made it to the second round. Or the third round, I guess you would say the Sweet 16.
We didn't make it to the nothing.
Yeah, UMB kind of... They tried hard. They're just a young squad.
That won't have Bruno next year.
Yeah, so, things happen. You might get another recruit. We'll have to see what's in the pipeline when we talk about recruiting. But as of right now, we have... a lot of teams that have moved on, and we have just as many of those teams that have not. So, with that being said, we'll start out with the East region. And in the East region are the Duke Blue Devils playing in Washington, D.C., and they will be playing against the Virginia Tech Hokies, the 4th seed out of the East region. What do you think about Duke versus Virginia Tech?
Zion exists. Zion is an unstoppable force. No one is stopping Zion. All right, Zion killed North Dakota State. He just dunked on every player for like a whole game. And then he played UCF. He didn't get Taco Fall, but he got real close to it.
So you don't believe in the Dale Curry, Vernell Coles, bimbo.
Virginia Tech scored 46 points in a game this year.
Was that the game against...
That's against NC State, yes.
Yeah, well, things have changed.
Have you seen who they played? They played the St. Louis Billikens.
The Billikens?
And the Liberty Flames.
Well, what did they do against? I mean, Liberty, that's probably more for Liberty's sake than for Virginia Tech's sake. They're right down the road. Mm-hmm. What about they got some good players, man, on the team. What about Nickeil Alexander-Walker?
He ain't gonna beat them.
He giving you 6'5" and 205 out of Toronto. Oh, that could be the nemesis.
Wait, Nick, isn't that kid related to Gilligas Alexander?
That part I don't know.
I think he's the cousin of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
So, is that going to mean something? At 16.4 a game, 4.2 boards, 3.9 assists, and shooting 47.8 from the field in 34.5 minutes. I think that's pretty good, man. I think
that is good.
At 16 a game, and they got some other good players on the team, too. Kerry Blackshear Jr. What you know about Kerry Blackshear Jr. giving you 14.9, 7.3 per night, 6'10", and 250 out of Orlando, Florida? Are you overlooking Mr. Blackshear?
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Oh, man. Blackshear, he's a good player, man, for sure. He's definitely a good player. They got some talent, man. They got some good guys. They got a Ty Outlaw at 6'6" and 220 from Roxborough, North Carolina. Mm-hmm. He giving them 5.4 rebounds, 8.7 points. Mm-hmm. So they got some big boys on the team. They beat
NC State.
Oh, they beat Gardner Webb. Gardner Webb 87-59. They beat Purdue 89-83. Purdue still in the tournament. They did lose to Penn State by 1 point. But then they came back. They beat at Washington. Washington was in the tournament 73-61.
They barely were in the tournament because they made it to the final in the Pac-10.
But they ran all these teams. Now, they did lose to North Carolina by 21.
They lost to Virginia by a lot. They lost to Louisville by a lot. They lost to Clemson by a lot. They lost by 20 to North Carolina. They lost to Penn State.
But they beat Duke 72.
They lost to Penn State.
But they came back and smacked Duke 77-72.
Zion-less Duke.
Hey man, Blackshear.
That's Zion-less Duke.
Blackshear with 23 points and 10 rebounds.
That's Zion-less Duke. That's not that tough. That team's bad.
Man, I don't know, man.
Zion-less Duke is disgusting.
These guys play a good brand of bad. Let me just say, I wouldn't be surprised. Taco Fall and they would have beat them if they didn't call that bad foul on Mr. Fall. Virginia or Central Florida was going to beat Duke last week. I'm not giving them the win over Virginia Tech like at all. I think that it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for him to navigate in the middle. I'm a pick Duke, but I don't in any way think that this is a slam dunk for these guys. They got so lucky. They were down like 4 to 5 points in like the last minute, and because Taco
and Zion's the guy
got fouled out. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm gonna go with Duke on that one, but that's not a strong push for me. I would not be surprised. They right down the road. They both play in the ACC, and they beat them by 5 before without Zion. But
man, Zion's in DC. Why aren't we at this game?
Tickets are going for about $1,500 right now.
Oh my God! Wait, per person?
Per person.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and pass the mic on that one. The next game in the East region, the LSU Tigers versus the Michigan State Spartans.
I don't know who to pick on this one.
Well, I think that Naz Reid is going to have his hands full with all the big boys from Michigan State. You got Nick Wad, big, strong Nick Wad. You got the X-Man Tillman, 6'8" and about 245. Then you've got LSU
got all them guards though. That's your problem. That's what I'd be scared about.
Those guards.
They have all the guards. They have like 3-4 guards.
They don't have the bigs, man. They don't have Kenny Goins.
They have Naz Reid, who's
one
of the top dudes.
But Michigan State has the guards to guard guards. First of all, they got the best guard in America. Let's not talk about guards. There's the best guard in America in the U.D. product.
Wait, what? The best guard in America?
Best guard in America.
Ja Morant?
Cassius Winston.
Ja Morant.
Ja Morant don't play against top talent all the time.
He just played Florida State. He's whooping up on him.
I said all the time. They lost by 20 the other day.
Have you seen his team?
Hey, man. Ja Morant.
He did his thing, but look at his team.
He's a good player. I'm not going to say he's a top draft pick, but performance-wise in the NCAAs, Cassius, man. Cassius is the best guard in America. So if we're going to talk about guards.
Best guard other than what's it called? Cam Reddish plays the guard too.
Cassius Winston is.
Kobe White from North Carolina is a guard.
I'm telling you, this guy's player. He's gonna be the Naismith
from
player.
Texas. The kid from Tech. No, Zion is. But the kid from Texas Tech is a guard. The kid from Alexander Walker is a guard. Romeo Langford is a guard.
No, not Romeo Langford. No, he was like third team All Big Ten. Okay, I watched him play. I'm sorry. He could be a good player.
The kid from Marquette's a guard. Marcus Howard. Edwards a guard.
He ain't Cassius Winston. He's not. He's a good player. He's good.
The Martin twins from Nevada are guards.
No.
But Ja Morant's is a guard. He's a way better guard.
No. Cassius. Those guys are good.
They're not.
But the leagues that they play in, the competition wasn't there every night. That's the difference. They probably.
Cam Reddish is in the ACC.
He's not a point guard. He's a forward.
He's a guard. He plays the 2. No. Barrett plays the 3 now.
No, neither one of them guys is guard.
The kid from Texas Tech is a guard.
No,
Jared Culver.
He ain't the lead guard. I would say Ja Morant, Marcus Howard are probably the other point guards and other guards that are Good. I mean, my man McQuaid, he gonna lock up cats. You talking about guard? He first team All Big Ten defense.
John Morant's a different type of player, though.
My McQuaid, Matt McQuaid about to lock them boys up. Running at 6'5" down there in Texas.
Your guys wouldn't be able to guard no John Morant. Your guards.
Oh yeah, we would.
Your centers could stop him, but not your guard.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man, this team's better than you give them credit for, man. They a good basketball team, but the LSU has nothing for the three-headed monster of Tillman, Goings, and Nick Wad. Nothing.
No, they only have Nazarene.
And then we bring guys off the bench. And then we got Aaron Henry, who can guard your best wing. See, Michigan State, they got wing defenders. They got perimeter scoring. And then they got just an all-around dynamo at the point. And then they got guys that Kenny Goings is what makes it go. Tillman is outstanding. But Kenny Goings is that stretch forward that can step out and hit that three. Mm-hmm. That's why last year they had more talent because they had Miles and they had Jackson, right?
And you lost.
And because those guys are NBA players, they're not college players. Kenny Goings is a college player. Now, if Jaren Jackson came back this year, it would be a way different story because he was a freshman and they asked him to do all that stuff. If he was a sophomore or a junior, man, it would be lights out. But he need to go get the money. So I think Michigan State is going to take this over the LSU Tigers. I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good fight. But nah, man, Michigan State's got this one. Who do you have for it? You got LSU winning?
I have Michigan State because we don't have the necessary what's it called to win? Bigs.
Okay.
I don't think they have the bigs to win.
So moving down to the West region, we have Texas Tech versus Michigan. Now this is another 3 versus 2. Texas Tech is a very, very tough team. Has been tough for the last couple of years. They're led by Mr. Culver at 18.8, 6.5 rebounds, 3.8 assists per night. Jared Culver is the truth at 6'6" and 195. I think he's like high lottery at this point.
Low lottery.
Low lottery?
Low lottery.
I mean, he had a heck of a game versus Incarnate Word. No, he didn't. These boys is a soft schedule. They play Incarnate Word, Mississippi Valley State, Southeastern Oklahoma, Southeastern Louisiana. Oh, my God. They play some bumps. But recently, we'll say since February, right? He's done pretty good. He gave Kansas 26 at one point. Baylor, Oklahoma State, he's done well. And he upped his game. Against Iowa State, he gave him 31. West Virginia, 26. Northern Kentucky, 29. And then Buffalo, he gave them.
How y'all lose to West Virginia?
Who is that?
Texas Tech.
Well, they won at West Virginia on January 2nd.
They lost in the Big 12 tournament.
Well, things happen, man. They beat them twice. They beat them 81-50. In February 4th, and then things didn't go their way late in the season. But they got some good players, man. They got some really good players. Moretti is a good basketball player. What I don't see from them, this is what I'm missing from them, is that rebounding. Mm-hmm. They don't have a lot of guys. They got to deal with big old Teskey, man.
Yeah, and Culver's the only one that is who rebounds.
Yeah, and he's not. That should not be his role. Teskey at 7'1" and 260 is going to really be, I think, a really big problem for them. In college, the lane isn't as big, so Teskey is almost like Taco Fall is. They don't have a long way to move. Mm-hmm. And then they got Iggy Brazilius, Brazdeikis. You know what? I don't like Michigan at all, man, but I have to say I like that dude, man. He can hoop. 6'7" and 215 out of Oakville, Canada. He can put it in the hole, man. And the thing about him, he's very, very consistent. He's pretty efficient guy for the most part. He shoots over 50% or right around 50%, 46.3. He can shoot the three at 40%. He gets to the foul line and he shoots 77 from the foul line. So, he's a tough handle, man, at 15 and 5 a game, rebounds. He does not pass the ball, 0.9 assists a game. So not going to get too much out of him there. But I must say that I'm going to go with Michigan over Texas Tech.
I'm picking Michigan because Michigan has Iggy Brosdakis, Xavier Simpson, and they have Matthews.
Yeah, Chris Matthews.
And then they got all them big lumbering white boys on a team who can all rebound and block shots.
Yeah.
And in college basketball, big lumbering white boys equals wins.
Yeah. Them guys are tough, man. All right, the next matchup. We got the Florida State Seminoles versus Gonzaga Bulldogs. What do you think about Ray Hachimura and the guys from Florida State, man? Them long dudes they got.
I already had Gonzaga going. I didn't even have Gonzaga making it this far. So the fact that they made it this far is amazing to me.
Right.
But I do have them losing because, one, Florida State has all them big old boys on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Literally every player on that team is huge. Second, they choke every year. We've gotten to the point where it's about time they choke now. We've gotten to that point.
So you think that the time has come for Gonzaga to hang it up?
This is it. This is where Gonzaga goes out.
Wow. Well, I don't know how to feel. I think sometimes teams get in a rut early, so it's hard to get out of that round of 64, and then that second game. I think sometimes teams get into a good rhythm. Like the first weekend is very hard because you play that first game, then you got 24 hours to prepare for another opponent before you start playing them. And, those other teams, they got nothing to lose, man. They just, riding the high of their tournament championship and happy to be on TV. And sometimes guys, they know that they're more talented than those teams by far and that they would blow them out on if you, gave them 10 times, they probably would win 9 of them. Mm-hmm. But it's still kind of tough for them, I think, a lot of times to get it going. But I think in that second round, that Sweet 16, you get really good games because guys have played against these guys, AAU, before. They ain't played them boys. Them round of 64 dudes, they may have played a few of them because they just on different levels.
Yeah.
These guys may have played a few tournaments together, but the guys that they're playing now are guys that they played at the ABCD camps and the Nike camps and the jelly camps that they have and stuff. So they know these guys are more familiar, and they get up for them because they really, really know them. So, I think still, despite all of that, I think Florida State, even though they're a 4 seed, I think they're going to take it to Gonzaga this week. I think Gonzaga's got some good players, but I don't see Florida State losing this game at all. Them boys are long. Everybody on their team seems to be 6'7" with gargantuan arms.
Dude, every player on their team. Let's see how what their point guard is. Their point guard is. Their shortest player on their entire team is 6 feet. That's the senior.
Right.
Then 6'1", and then everybody's 6'4" after that.
Yeah, they're huge, man.
Or bigger. And then they got the kid
Kumade,
7'4", 260 out of Montverde.
Yeah, man, big boy. Good. He's not as good as Taco, but he's a really, really good player, man. Really good player. So now, at the same time, let's talk about Brandon Clark. Woo, daddy, that boy can play, man. You talking about a player? This dude, 6'8" and 215, super slim, super quick, man, with hops out of this world. This guy had 110 blocks. He is one of the most efficient players in basketball. He shot 69.9% from the field at 6'8" and 215. 70% his freshman season. He shot 63.4 at San Jose State. His sophomore season was a down season, 59.2. And then this year he shot 70%, man. Now he does not shoot the three at all, but he goes up and he does rebounding at a high level. Again, at San Jose State, 5.6 as a true freshman, 8.7 as a sophomore, and then here as a redshirt junior, 8.4. So my man is giving you 17 points, 8.4 rebounds on 70% shooting. He only turned the ball over 48 times, man. This guy is amazing. You understand me? The numbers, I'm going to just quote the last numbers. Baylor, 15 of 18. Fairleigh Dickinson, 5 of 8. St. Mary's, 6 of 8. Pepperdine, 6 of 7. St. Mary's, 7 of 10. I mean, this guy doesn't miss, man. The worst game I see from this guy is Brigham Young when he shot 4 for 9. This dude, and then he hits his free throws. I mean, this guy's amazing, man. You got to give it up for him, man. You got to give it up for him. He's actually got a better percentage from the field at 70% than from the free throw line at 68.5.
What?
This dude is amazing. Keep your head. Look for Brandon Clark, man. 6'8", 215 out of Phoenix, Arizona. Guy is amazing. I'm telling you. People think about Achimura and all those other guys they got on the team. Don't sleep on Brandon Clark, man. I'm telling you. This is why I think the game is going to be a little tighter, because this guy is like a do-it-all. He can handle the basketball. He can double jump on the rebounds, and he just doesn't miss. Who shoots 70% from the field?
I mean, who were they playing though?
Well, you know, they played some good basketball teams, man. They played
let's see, Idaho State.
Hey,
Texas Southern.
Baylor.
Texas A&M,
Baylor here. Okay, so the last game against Baylor.
I forgot they beat Duke.
But against Baylor, he had 36 and 8. Right? He shot 15 and 18.
That's also Baylor.
Baylor, okay. Where Duke, 7 of 10, 17 points, 5 rebounds.
Tennessee, they played North Carolina. Look at who the Buns they play, dude. Denver.
But look,
they beat Denver by 60. You can't tell me nothing. If you beaten Denver by 60, Santa Clara by 50.
But what about Admiral Schofield and Grant Williams? He went 8 of 12. They can't stop him with 9 rebounds. They lost by 3 points. On the road. On the road. Okay? On the road. Give it up for him on the road, man. This guy is something, man. Yeah, they put it to Denver pretty good, you know. But they also
Denver.
They beat St. Mary's. He was 9 of 12, 5 of 8 from the free throw line. He had 24 points and 6 rebounds. He don't miss. He don't miss, man. And then he came back in a tournament, 7 of 10 in 29 minutes. I'm telling you, man. Now they lost against St. Mary's in the tournament, in the second part of the tournament. Or that was the
St. Mary's.
Yeah, but he was 6 of 8 with 8 rebounds. I'm telling you, man, don't sleep on this guy. You're gonna be like, wow, man, this dude is a hooper, man. So I like Florida State in this one. I do. I can understand, man. That Brandon Clark, man, I'm telling you.
Josh Perkins is really good too.
Yeah, they got a good team, but I'm gonna go with Florida State. I think they're on a roll. I don't think that Gonzaga's used to playing. So it used to be Mark Few's team used to come up and nobody would pay attention to him because they used to kind of just sneak up on people and stuff like that. But people are ready for Gonzaga now. They're a name brand. They're not a little Butler style mid major anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I think Florida State's going to get up for them, and I think they're going to get them. I just think the length is going to be too much. They haven't seen that type of talent, and so I think that's where we're headed, man. We're headed for a Florida State-Michigan matchup in the regional final, which will be on.
Didn't Michigan play Florida State last year?
I don't know.
I feel like they maybe no. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm thinking of Houston. I feel like they played them last year.
Yeah, I think they played Houston last year.
Maybe. Hold on. Let me look. I swear they played Florida State last year, and I think they beat them. And it was like a very similar team.
Yeah,
that's what scares me.
It's gonna be.
They played Montana, Houston, Texas A&M. Yeah, they played Florida State in the Elite Eight, and they beat them.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be tough, man. Games this weekend are really, really special this weekend. So, I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going on. I'm gonna take Florida State on that one, but like I said, I won't be surprised if Gonzaga wins, and it's because of Brandon Clark.
So I have the perfectly predicted matchup. I did change Oklahoma to beat Ole Miss because I looked at their team. And I was like, ooh, no. So now I have my perfect prediction of Virginia, Oregon. All right?
Yeah,
that's something special that I didn't know if I was going to get, but I did get it. It's a 1 versus a 12, and I picked Oregon because Virginia chokes every time. They could barely beat Oklahoma. They only beat Oklahoma by 12.
Right.
They should have beat Oklahoma by like 30.
Well, my bracket, I'm looking at it right now. My bracket.
Gardner Webb. I think they had the lowest margin of victory, probably, if anybody.
I agree.
The first round.
I agree.
North Carolina only beat Iona by 15. That might be the lowest one.
Well, this is my perfect bracket for right now. So my South is absolutely perfect on both sides. So
yes, same.
I have Virginia, Oregon, and Purdue, Tennessee. So I am still alive. I got Oregon and Tennessee to play the next game, which will be played on the 28th. Yeah. So I got them in the next round. In my Midwest region, I'm still alive because I got North Carolina and I got Kentucky.
So I picked in the East. I picked Duke, Virginia Tech. So I'm correct. I picked Belmont. I picked Belmont. What's it called? I picked Belmont, Louis, or Minnesota.
Oh,
because I thought Michigan State was going to lose early.
Oh no!
And then I picked Gonzaga. I think I picked Syracuse, Florida State.
Yeah, I picked Syracuse, Marquette.
And then I picked Michigan, Texas Tech.
Yeah, I got that.
Virginia, Oregon, Purdue, Tennessee. I didn't pick. I picked North Carolina against. I think I picked Kansas to make it that far.
I had Kansas too.
And then I picked Houston. I picked Iowa State, Kentucky.
I picked Ohio State, Kentucky.
I picked Iowa State because Iowa State was running the Big 12 this year.
I thought Wesson was going to be but Wesson just isn't as good. I don't know if he gets tired late. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but that guy has all the talent in the world, but it's like he gets locked up at like the wrong time. I don't quite understand what's going on with Caleb Wesson.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that he gave Michigan State the blues, man, like for a while. I mean, he's a good player. But that's why I picked those guys. So in the South region, like I said, I got it perfect right now. I got Virginia versus Oregon. I got Oregon coming out just for no other reason than like what you said, Virginia chokes. So since they choke, I just said, hey, I think this is where the end of the line is. I actually think Virginia's going to beat them.
But I want to be right if I just want to say I called it if they do lose.
Right. And that's the only reason I put it there. But I think it's going to be Virginia. But I have it down here as Virginia, Oregon, with Oregon winning. I wouldn't be surprised. I really don't know too much about Oregon, to tell you the truth. Like
Bobo was on the squad.
Yeah, all I know is Bobo was on the team, and
no, he's not.
Exactly. He was giving you 21 and 10 a night, but at the time that they were playing, I don't think that Bobo. So Bobo stopped playing on
very early on.
Yeah, December 12th. He was dominant, man. He wasn't playing anybody big, but against Iowa.
He played Iowa. Syracuse was a decent team. Houston's a good team.
Yeah, he did well.
Did he play against Baylor?
He was done. He was done. That's what I'm looking at now. He's done.
Oh, well then. So he barely lost to Houston. He shouldn't have beaten them either. And he shouldn't have beat Syracuse. Probably shouldn't have beat Syracuse. And he definitely shouldn't have. He lost to Iowa, but quite handedly.
Yeah, he didn't have a good night that night. It was at Iowa, though. Iowa.
I seen his stuff, though. Bobo is a god. Like, he literally, they would go down, and Bobo would just start doing stuff. Like, that would be really crazy.
Just like shooting threes?
Shooting threes, and he would make them. He would go to the block, and because he's like 7'2", 7'3", he would just work dudes. It was fun, too.
Wow.
It was fun to watch. I'm pretty sure. But look, have you seen how long he is?
Yeah, he's tall, but he's super long. Long.
He got to be 7'3" now.
Yeah, he might be even bigger than he might get as tall as his dad at 7'7", right?
7'7".
Yeah. But Bobo's only 19. I think that Manute was probably in his late 30s when he came over here. So, he was fully developed at that point. But, I think that Virginia is a more balanced team. They're a better team, strong all the way around. But, I got Oregon going and winning this game. But I think Virginia has enough. I think they got the wheels on. I think they're confident enough. They almost, like you said, got beat by Gardner-Webb. And they just rolled Oklahoma. I think the confidence came back for them. And I think that they're going to be ready for big-time basketball. I really do. I really think they're going to be a tough out because they're rolling right now. I think they suffer confidence problems. Like when they don't score the ball, the way that their team is built, they don't score. If they don't score, man, and they don't have a lot of scorers, puts too much pressure on their defense, and so that's when those teams.
And plus, the type of defense they run is just so weird. It's like the offense they run is so old; it doesn't work.
Yeah,
it doesn't work, and it won't work. Like literally, they have people just run guards just cutting. It's all the offenses.
Right. Well, that's Tony Bennett, man. He used to do that in Charlotte.
Dude, it's the worst offense.
Yeah. So. We'll see what happens. I don't expect much from them, but I think they're going to win. I think they're going to clamp this team down, and I think they're going to pull it out. I think it's not going to be – I think Oregon will score more than 51 points, but I think they'll give up more than 63 as well. So, well, we'll see what happens with that. Who are you picking on that one, Oregon?
I picked Oregon to win.
I picked Oregon to win, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm not super confident that they win, but still.
Yeah. Then we got Purdue versus Tennessee. I think, again, I got Tennessee going all the way, and I think Schofield and them guys will be too much for Carson Edwards.
I picked Tennessee, man, because I think Schofield will Carson Edwards just can't do that. Like, they have Grant Williams and Schofield.
Right. Well, Carson hit him. He lit him up last game. Now, remember, he got 42. Set the tournament record for threes last game. So he had 42 points. He had 6 rebounds. He was 12 out of 21, 9 for 16 from 3, 9 for 9 from the free throw line in 39 minutes. Why'd they play him 39 minutes if they won 87-61? But anyway. He had 46. The game before that against Old Dominion, he was 7 of 23. So he goes through these periods where he's not hitting the side of a barn. 7 of 23, 26 to 7. He doesn't pass it all that well at 4 assists. Against Minnesota in the tournament, they lost. They shut him down, Big Ten tournament. And he was 4 out of 17, 1 for 8 from 3. So sometimes length bothers him and forces him to shoot even further out. But and that 3-point stroke he has as a game here, man, there's a game here against Nebraska. He was 1 out of 10. The game before that, he was 0 of 10. One game against Maryland, he had 24 points, but he was 8 of 27 from the field, 3 for 13 from 3. Minnesota back in February 3rd, 1 for 9 from 3. Michigan State, 3 of 11 from 3. The first Michigan State game, 2 of 13 for 3, 3 of 16 overall. but when he gets it going, he lit Penn State up, 8 of 15 from 3 at 38 points. So Texas, he had 40, 15 of 26, 7 for 14 from 3. So when he gets it going, he gets it going. But I don't think he'll be shooting this well against Grant Williams and Admiral Schofield. Those guys are real tough customers. So I got Tennessee there. I got Tennessee, and I'm sticking with that Tennessee. What you got?
I'm picking Tennessee.
Okay. The next go around is North Carolina versus Auburn. I think Kobe White and those other guys are just too much for Auburn.
Auburn almost lost to New Mexico State. I picked them to lose to New Mexico State, so I'm very mad that they didn't. Which is why I want them to lose really badly.
Right.
But Auburn, they just don't have it. I can't name one super big time player on that entire team except for the one kid.
Brown.
I can't name one. I can't name, and Austin Wiley because of the Chuck Person thing. Yeah,
Austin Wiley was he's a big time. I don't think he's not playing right now though.
Is he? Is he?
Yeah, he did play. He had 6 points and a rebound in 13 minutes.
Oh, they could be conservative with the minutes.
Yeah, so he was playing 20 minutes a game until and then dropped to 14 till then February 5th he played 5, 3, 8, 11, 13, 6.
Chuck paid a lot of money for nothing.
Yeah, this dude is 6'11" and 260 out of Hoover, Alabama, a junior. But the year before that, he averaged 7.3 points and 4.2 rebounds. The year before that, as a freshman, 8.8 points, 4.8 rebounds, 5 assists. That's decent, I guess. But he's not a hero. But Auburn wasn't getting even that level of talent before, so. I'm gonna go with Kobe White and them boys. Kobe White is probably, beside Ja Morant, this dude's the second best pro guard in college. This guy is absolutely amazing. He's big. That's the first thing about he reminds me of De'Aaron Fox. At 6'5" and 185. He's big, man, like really big. His 3-point shot comes and goes, but he's got De'Aaron Fox speed, man. This guy can motor, man. Woo! He can get it, man. And he is what makes them go. And I really, really, really like Kobe White. Like, that's my guy. I really like him. So, I don't think this is going to be a close one. I think Kobe White is going to run them off the floor, and Auburn's going down.
I won't be shocked, though, if Auburn does something, because they did beat, pretty handedly. Kansas. And Kansas is a decent team. They're not the great team, because it's, Bill Self. But they're not a bad team. They do have the one kid, Quentin Grimes. They do have Dedrick Lawson. And they had Azubuike, but he got hurt anyway, but still on the team.
Right.
So it's not a horrible team.
It wasn't a horrible team, and I think Auburn definitely gets points for beating them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a tournament, and things happen. And like you said, they lost. They won by 1 point against New Mexico State. Came back and smacked Kansas. So it's college basketball. It's not NBA where guys are much more consistent. And oftentimes the best team wins, but not every time.
Mm-hmm.
And in this situation, I see Carolina just literally doing what they did when they had Ty Lawson, Danny Green, Wayne Ellington, Hansborough, and they ran Michigan State off the floor.
You're talking about Kansas?
No, when North Carolina beat Michigan State and Draymond Green.
Yeah.
They ran us off the floor. Izzo called the timeout like the first 2 minutes. It didn't even matter. They scored like 10 points in 2 minutes, and he called a timeout. They came back and scored another 10 points in 2 minutes. He called another timeout. It didn't matter. They just had too much talent. And I think with Kobe White at the helm, man, they're rough, man. Them boys are rough.
Is that in the tournament?
That was in the finals in Detroit.
In the regional final?
In the NCAA final.
Oh, Lord.
Draymond
I gotta find that. I'm gonna find that.
Oh, my God.
What was that? Like, did they win in 2009?
I think that's what it was. Whenever Draymond came, it was his senior year.
Oh, senior year when they won? 2012 then.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, they ran us off the floor. So I think similarly, I don't think Auburn has the ability, not at this point. You need high-level talent to deal with North Carolina. You just do. And they don't have it. They won't face that until they play Kentucky in the next round. And that's the next game we'll go to, Kentucky versus Houston. I think Kentucky is going to win. I think that Kentucky has too much talent, but at the same time, they're real young guys. So if they get down on themselves, if Houston can somehow smack them, because they got veterans on their team, if Houston can really lay a hard smack down on them early, I think the kids might get down on themselves.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them.
They really got to come out, smack them hard. If that doesn't work, if the kids are feeling good and confident and everything like that, which I think more than likely will happen.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, they're going to run them off the floor. You got to get the kids feeling anxious and, pointing fingers and stuff like that. If that happens, then, you got a shot. So I think that I think it's going to be Kentucky versus Houston. I think Kentucky's going to take it. You want to make your prediction because we probably won't do a podcast before the regional final is played. So in the East region, Virginia Tech, Duke, you pick Duke. I pick Duke. Michigan State versus LSU. Who did you pick for that?
I picked Michigan State because I feel like LSU doesn't have the bigs to compete with them.
And so in the regional final in the East, you'll have Michigan State versus Duke. And who are you taking?
I have Duke.
I'm taking my Spartan Dogs. Spartan Dogs. We're going to have Magic. Magic going to show up too. Magic going to be there.
Because he's a Duke fan and he a Michigan State fan.
He is a Michigan State fan first and foremost.
And he does love Duke.
And he gonna show up and the cameras are gonna be like, and guess who's here to cheer on his team? Yes, sir. The Magic Man. You're gonna have Greg Kelsler, you're gonna have the whole Jay Vincent, all them boys coming back.
Ain't Jay Vincent in jail?
No, man. He's like a counselor or something. I don't know. He's not in jail right now.
I swear I thought Jay.
We're gonna have Sam Vincent come back. We're gonna bring Heathcote back from the dead.
Oh yeah, he got released. He was in jail.
Yeah, he out. He out for this. The judge gave him probation, so he can come to this game.
At a Battle Creek, Michigan restaurant called the Juicy Burger. What in the world?
There you go. Jay, he's gainfully employed.
Wait a second. Wasn't Jay Vincent like an all-star?
At some point he was. He played for
I'm sorry, dude, but like you manager at a Juicy Burger.
Hey man.
He was an all-star?
Hey man. Magic, looking out for his boy. He probably got him that too.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you though. We might have to go here just so we can see Jay Vincent.
You know, Jay Vincent, a legend, man. He's a legend.
Exactly. That's why we're gonna have to pull up.
Where is it at?
Oh dang! This place really close. Oh no, wait. They're open. I think it's in Battle Creek.
Oh, your Battle Creek? That's no problem. I can shoot up there to Battle Creek with no problem.
We're gonna go see. We're gonna go see. What's his name? We're gonna see it.
Might run into Sam Vincent up there too.
You think Sam come around?
Sam might come there, man. Sam used to get the Pistons all kinds of problems when he was with the Bulls, man. I used to hate that dude until I realized he went to Michigan State. Then, you know, he's a homeboy. You got Florida State over Gonzaga. You got Michigan over Texas Tech. So you have Michigan versus Florida State. Who you got winning that game?
Michigan, Florida State. I'm gonna pick Michigan because they beat them last year.
Yeah, I'm going with Michigan on that one too, man, which is gonna set up the showdown of all showdowns, baby. Lucky number 4. Can you believe if Michigan State wins and Michigan wins, they will have played 4 times in the same year? That is ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's an excessive amount.
Come on, man. I don't know if that's ever happened. And Michigan has got to beat them at some point. They can't go 0-4 against Michigan State. Like I can't see that happening, man. But I'm gonna pick Michigan State over Michigan for an opportunity.
I'm gonna pick the traditional Michigan luck, where they show up when they need it. They absolutely need to show up. They do it, and I'm gonna pick Michigan.
Okay, we're gonna see what happens, man. So Michigan State for the regional finals, and you have Michigan into the final, and then you have
I have Michigan Duke, and I have Duke winning.
You have Duke winning.
Yeah,
Duke going to the final. Okay, so you've got Oregon versus Tennessee. Who you have winning that one in the South?
Mm-hmm.
Who's winning that one for you?
I have in the South.
I got Tennessee taking.
I have Tennessee.
Tennessee over Oregon. And then we have North Carolina versus Kentucky, the 1 versus 2 matchup there. Who do you have doing that one?
I have North Carolina.
Yeah, I think I have. I got North Carolina in that one as well, which setups a Tennessee versus North Carolina. Who do you have for that?
Tennessee, I have over North Carolina.
Yeah, I do too, man. I think Schofield is going to show up. So that's going to be real exciting. Real exciting. We shouldn't leave the podcast without talking about Jusuf Nurkic.
No.
One of the gruesome injuries. I actually watched the injury several times.
Did you watch it live?
I didn't watch it live, but I wanted to try to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
Just because that's what I do. And
he got hurt in a double overtime. That must really suck.
Yeah, but what happened was his leg.
Yeah, he stepped on somebody's foot.
Well, but what happened is it wasn't just stepping on the foot that was the problem, because I had to look at it several times. What happened was the guy's leg stopped so his side of his leg was against the side back of Nurkic's leg. Nurkic jumped up with 2 feet to try to tip the ball or whatever.
Rebound, yeah.
When he came down, the ankle about a half of his left foot was on top of the guy's shoe. But that wasn't necessarily the problem. That would have caused a really bad ankle sprain and maybe even broke his leg. But what happened was the guy's leg braced itself against the Nurkic's calf.
Yeah.
And so when Nurkic jumped up in the air and he came down on one leg and his leg could not move because the other guy's leg was there, it caused the force to go up to his to almost where his knee was in his tibia, and that's what broke it. The second break. That break is probably one of the worst breaks in NBA history.
Because people don't really break their legs in NBA.
Well, when Paul George broke his leg, he broke about the same spot, but he didn't break it in the same way. It wasn't a compound break. It was a complete break because he broke his against the stanchion.
Yeah.
But Nurkic broke his in two places. Complete breaks in two places. And he's a big man too. Which it'll heal, and I think he'll be okay. He wasn't a fantastic athlete anyway to start with. And Paul George is not what Paul George used to be in terms of flying around either.
No. Because he got to be conservative with it.
Right. But he's a better player than he used to be just because he got good. But, yeah, shout out to Nurkic and the team. He had surgery already, so I think he's going to heal up fine, and we'll probably see him in 2 years.
But what makes PG's worse, he got hurt during the Olympics. Yeah,
man. He was playing ball for free. So you know what the ramifications of that was? They put them G Leaguers out there now.
For the FIBA stuff?
Yeah, man. They ain't running the big boys out there no more.
Because of PG?
Because of PG, man. Them boys ain't playing for free. Remember, they used to have them play all the time.
Yeah.
You know, they were playing in the world championships, and they were playing like all over, man. And you don't see that no more, man. They're like,
Because
no way.
Like, how long was PG out? Till like March of that year?
He was out a long time, like a really, really long time. So,
yeah, they said PG got a compound fracture in both bones in his lower right leg.
Yeah. It's real tough. It's real tough to come back, but I think
he broke his leg though.
Oh yeah, he broke his leg.
Yeah, I forget it though, because I'm like, I know he broke his leg.
Right.
Like, he doesn't play like he ever broke his leg.
He doesn't because he's really smooth. You know what I mean? He's really, really smooth, but he doesn't, and he still jumps and all that other stuff. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like he is that super high flyer that he used to be. He's not that guy. But no, man. I mean, it's gonna be two. I would give Nurkic 2 years, and he'll be fine. After 2 years, he'll be fine. But he needs to really relax, work on the strength of the leg, and all that other kind of stuff. So, shout out to him, man. And the ladies tournament as well. The ladies tournament, we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But the ladies tournament is moving on really, really well. Maryland lost again on their home floor, but you know what you gonna do about that, man? They just need to step up and continue to play, and so we'll see what happens with them next season. So with that, we will get back to you hopefully after the Final Four is announced or played out on Sunday. We'll hopefully do another podcast. This one is done on March 27th, which is a Wednesday. We have not been talking about the NIT. Maybe we'll fill in some of how they play basketball, how much fun it is to watch them play on the next podcast. So with that, you heard it here first. We signing off. Peace.